And like I said, I told her that I needed to find a job. And I didn't have any money right then and there. But as soon as I start working, I would pay her. And because the Lord knew, excuse me, that I was going to pay the lady, she accepted my children without any money down. I went looking for a job. I brought them food. She kept them. The next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the third week, I found a job and I started working. I started to pay her in small installments. I would pay her for the week and then a little extra. Pay her for the week and then a little extra. I was thrown out of the apartment that I was in with my husband because the landlord had said my husband, was the person that got the apartment. So now that he had left me, he would not be able to let me finish the contract just as his wife. I would have to start all over again. Well, I didn't have the money to do that, but I lived out the rest of the rent and I went to live with my sister for a while until I was able to gather up the money to find a place for me and my kids. After that, I decided upon the fact that I'm gonna work even if I have to work 3 jobs. So that's what I did. I did hair in the evenings after work. I worked at a preschool, and on the weekends, I would go and clean people's houses, and I would also do ironing because I like to clean. I like to do house chores, and like I told you, I did that for about 4 years um, when I was married with my to my husband. In between this time, he and I were like getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up. Anyway, long story short, now other relationships that I got in after I met my husband. I took my time. I had made up in my mind that whoever I get involved with, I am going to do it like this even before I got my own home. I'm not going to date investing in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. Yes, I can pay for my way at a table, but I think it's a man's job to, if you ask me to go on a date with you, you take up the tab. Number two, I am not going to cook and clean for any man that is not my husband. So I did that. After not being able to get married, I changed that thought and I said, okay, the next person I come, I'm going to show them my wifely material. I'm going to help them if they need financial help. I'm going to help them if they need, clothes wash, clean. Um, they need something iron or whatever. They need me for talking, you know, whatever, communication, going out, whatever. So I did that. Unfortunately, the person that I got involved with was also involved with somebody else. Not because you're doing something to make the relationship work means that the other person is also pouring into that relationship to make it work. That's what I'm getting to. And so, long story short, he left and married somebody else. That didn't work. We got back together. I said, if I get involved with somebody new, it'll be the same thing because a new person is going to bring new baggages. At least the old person, I know what their baggages is. I know what their stress is. I know what the situation is. Went back. When I listened, he was engaged to another lady again. I said to myself, this time, I am just going to pray about it and I am going to remain single. Because at the end of the day, if a man is going to come into your life to upgrade you, then why stay in the situation where you are? And if persons are going to come into your life or people are going to set you up with persons that are under where you have tried to rise up to, then I think it's better to keep on pushing up than to stay plateau or to sink beneath. And coming to the TikTok lady, she said that She was in a marriage for 15 years. She worked, and her husband would take the money that he and her were accumulate and pay the bills and also save. Now, hear me out. 15 years of doing this. She never spent a dime out of her money. She just gave it to her husband, made sure that everything went to his bank account, not a joint bank account, his. Because she had that much faith in him to believe that, hey, you're the more wiser one, you're the more knowledgeable one, so I would invest in whatever you say. Because I see that the little increments that I'm making, we are getting a home, we're getting a car, we're getting little things, so you're working with me. Little did she know that 15 years after that, he would bring her a bill of divorcement. Not only would he bring her a bill of divorcement, but he would let her know that, hey, I've already sold the house. Me and the three kids, we are going to move away from you, and you are going to now pay me. I remember when I helped a certain gentleman that I was involved with, and I was helping him try to get him up on his feet again and start a new business. He did the same thing. He took the money, started the business, and went with the lady that he allowed to come and help him with the business more than I could. Now, mind you, I was the one that was home making the money to start the business for him. Now, we went to court, and the court looked at me as a jealous person. Oh, you jealous because he moved on, this, that, and the next thing. They threw the case out of court. Oh, the claim is incorrect. This is a gift. How could you give a gift of thousands of dollars which you need for your own mortgage and stuff? Need for your own three children. How is that a gift? No, that was an investment into the future that I thought that both of us was going to help. But guess what? God do not sleep, nor does he slumber. So tallying it up back 8 years after that, divorce, him and his wife, two children, left without a father. Um, did he acquire? Yes, his business started to grow. But God remained faithful to me. I didn't get the money from him, but I was able to get a better job, that I would be able to put myself in college, get my degree, not a certificate, a degree, with my own money, not his money. But that is the way that God does it. He doesn't always use the vessel that had taken from you or tried to destroy you, but he uses the grace that he has given you so that he can propel you even higher than your enemies had expected. Now, I may never be higher than this person. I may never achieve the things,